evidence with the ones they're seeing in the internet, so on the social media. So they know everything. We urge them to release our prime minister, to release him, so that we can fight for our freedom, fight against the jihadists that are advancing. I don't know. So it's better that we do the needful. If seen what
Because for us in this agitation, if I believe that Nigeria can be fixed, I wouldn't be agitating. I am agitating because I don't believe Nigeria can be fixed, and I believe that every day that passes, the fight gets harder. So the more we focus on getting it done, the better for all of us. Otherwise, what these people envisage it's not funny. Like you rightly pointed out, we are not going to their place to fight them. We are in our place and they are coming. And that Nigeria, instead of fighting with us to defeat the invaders, Nigeria as a government is fighting with the invaders, is fighting along with the invaders against us. So I believe these facts were laid bare in the appeal proceedings, and frankly, all the judges need to do is to muster a little bit of courage and do the right pronouncement. And like you rightly pointed out, you see, when the truth is bare, when you can see the truth with your naked eyes, you don't need a telescope to see it, right? It is just that clear. You don't have to be a judge to get this case right. But if you are a judge, that is the more reason why you cannot get it wrong. Because prosecution, instead of using relevant cases in Africa, he doesn't know about Africa. And then he is using Macedonia in Europe as case study for a case in Africa. The kind of crimes that are happening down there is not, if what's happening in Nigeria is happening anywhere in Europe, United Nations would have been there doing with an international force. But things are happening in Nigeria and they are pretending that nothing is happening. And in that Finland, our lawyer argued to them that human lives have value. How can you be looking at thousands of people being killed every day, every month, every year, whatever it is, thousands of people being killed, and you are arguing there is no war? How can you justify 60-something thousand people dead under 8 years of Buhari's administration? How can you justify that? How can you look at these numbers and you tell yourself there is no war? Anyway, yeah, thanks for your contributions and thanks for your kind words. And of course, 100 men, you rightly pointed out, and you also rightly said, oh, you cannot mention everyone's name. And that's a fact. 100 men did not desert our PM. He doesn't know the whole facts just because it's not everything that you can tell him when you're speaking with him. But when he comes out, he will know. He will know that these are people that stood with him at the most difficult times. And whatever you have put in, I pray God to replenish multiple folds. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Doctor. Yeah, I just remember
Thank you,
something.
Doctor.
I listened to one of those videos, and you and KU,
Mm-hmm.
PM. Yes, what did they say about sit at home?
Okay, so you know in the closing argument of the prosecution, he tries to say things that you need to have because before, if you are engaged in conflict, it will be seen as certain conflict like war and all that. So you have to have a structured army with clearly defined chain of command. You have to have a system of weapons supply systems. You have to have control of region and all that, you know. So, so while I was speaking with Kenyo, I tried to point out that even though the prosecution may argue that, oh, there is no region, control of region, but that sit at home, he has been criticizing, effectively establishes and then the other thing I try to cover in this very interaction you're talking about is the fact that the law they are using to try this case, and which is also the law the prosecution was showing as their closing argument. This anti-terrorism law was created in 20 after September 11, 2001, after this terrorist attack in the US. So it's designed to fight Islamic terrorism. Now you have a situation where Biafrans are fighting Islamic terrorism. Biafrans, including our PM, confronting Islamic terrorism, and you are saying, oh no, what you are doing is terrorism. Meanwhile, the people that are doing that terrorism itself, you are not doing or saying anything about it. So the case of persecuting a Christian, resisting Islamic terrorism, the same thing this your EU law is designed to do. So yeah, but the judges will look at the facts of the matter, and they will do the right thing.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doctor. My question. Because your hand is up.
Yeah, and they will greetings. Greetings, great Biafrans. Greetings to our honorable foreign affairs minister, if in they will invite other nature. I greet all of you. Welcome everybody to this space. Yeah, my question to Dr. Bryson. Yeah, man, I'm so tired. But yeah, so yesterday during my transit, um, I came across two people. They happen to be Finnish citizens. They they boarding to on their way to Finland. So one thing or the other led to us get locked up in conversations. And to be honest, um, I just want to say the Finnish people let us not use what their government is doing to compare the Finnish citizens, because I got to talk to these people. We spoke for over 30 minutes, and they asked me where I was from. I told them Biafra. I didn't even have to say too much. They know what Biafra is. They talked about the war, everything, and the aid that the Finnish people gave towards the Biafran people. Also, we spoke about Sibelius. Their composer, he composed their national anthem and all that. So then I told them about our prime minister. I brought out a picture of our prime minister, and I showed them his picture. And to my great surprise, they know who our prime minister is. They know who he is, and they said that what our prime minister is going through has been on their news some time ago. So I took my time to explain who he is. You understand? So let them know that he's a very close friend of their current president, Alex Stubb, and also he's a politician in his own local municipal, which is in Lati. So I told them about the case going on, and showed them some videos. So the average Finnish citizen, from what I observe, is they understand our struggle, they sympathize with our struggle. So the history of Biafra to the Finnish people is not anything new. So we spoke, and before we all departed and they boarded their flight. So, but the one thing I want to ask is to our foreign affairs minister, during the course of that conversation, like the whole API hearing going on, do those judges, do they ever recognize that they understood that there was once a time that the Biafrans has been through this difficult and most horrible experience with the Nigerian terrorist state, and also what were their reaction like? Because at the end of the day, the problem that led to what happened in the past was not solved, and that same problem has reawoken the younger generations of the Biafran, of which our Prime Minister Anonye Ndumazi Nnamdi Kanu, our Supreme Leader, is spearheading. So, what did the judges have to say about that? Because one thing I've come to understand about these people, most especially this Ndochka, is that if you don't remind them about the history, they will act like they did not remember it. Because a young man who has everything going good for him, who has achieved what every immigrant, not just from around Europe or other part of the world, but from Africa, would ever dreamt of, being in the military, serving as a politician, understand, holding political office in the land where he finds himself. That's the dream of most, not even that's the dream of every immigrant coming from Africa, to be able to break through the ceiling. So they should, did they ever in any way acknowledge that this thing did not just come out from nowhere? And talking about, the killings from 2014 till date, it started way before then. So was there at any point in time that these judges or even the prosecutor, of course that one, as long as it's Nigeria, is corrupt, did they ever acknowledge that there is something that has led to what is happening today? It did not just start in 2014. It has been something that has been going on for decades. Because the Biafra war, the Nigerian genocidal war against the Biafran, it did not end. Instead, it transitioned into what you call a Cold War. That's why our region is so undeveloped and we don't have anything going on there. So did these judges acknowledge that there's a history that led to all the agitation and the fight and the liberation for Biafra? Was there at any point in time in that court did that ever happen? Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Ekwensu. First of all, your interaction with Finnish people, and if you, I would think that we already provided update on that. Our PM said in court that Biafrans should not see what's happening as being representative of Finland and Finnish people. Our PM said that Nigeria is a rogue state and that Nigeria has calmed the prosecutor, and that sooner than later that the prosecutor will see that he was scammed by Nigeria, and then he demanded apology. So if you have paid attention to my own statement of our assessment commentary on this too, especially the video we did 2 days ago, Biafran Finland as it is, regardless of what the current political leadership is doing, Finland has done so much for us. If I was just telling someone this afternoon that Finland should be competing with Israel and the United States as who is the number one friend of Biafra people. So everybody should understand that Finland. Okay, for the records, let me just restate it here. The church we visited on Sunday, we worshiped with them and took Holy Communion. After that, we spoke with the priest, and then when we talked about us and why, she just called someone, and that today we visited a park named after James Belus, and we played that his national anthem music right there beside him, holding our hand to our chest. And we did that as tribute to him. I think the pictures should be out and the video should be out. So Finland, as far as Biafra is concerned, Finland has done a lot, if not the highest what things anybody can do for the other, for our freedom. So what their political class is doing today cannot rubbish that. And people in their 50s and 60s, once you talk about Biafra, they easily remember, because it was during their childhood that this war happened. And older people also could remember, because they were already adult when that the war happened. So Finland it should be a true friend of Biafra and Biafrans. So regardless of what Ellen Stubb is doing, and at the end of the day, I think he will realize that he is like when Mr. Keyot introduced us to the Universal Peace Foundation meeting on Sunday. He said he prays that the president will be on the right side of history. So I think eventually he will retrace steps. We don't know what kind of pressure he's under, but now that the truth is laid bare, I think he will, whatever is the reason why they are prosecuting our PM. That's our prayer and that's our hope. It's going to happen. So as far as I'm concerned, I've been a proponent of remembering the good the Finnish people did to us. And it sounds like you also identifying with that mindset. So that is what we want to tell every Biafran. You cannot forget the good someone has done just because he is trying to do bad now. So we remember the good, and it's because of that we are trying to tell them, you people did all these great things for us. Now it's not the time to rubbish all these great things you have done for us. So that was essentially the message I left at the UPF on Sunday, and it's well received by Finnish people as well. So yeah, thank you for sharing your encounter with Finnish people. They I think in general they are good people, and even if they are not good people, they are good people for Biafra people, as far as I'm concerned. Thank you.
Yeah, but the question I want to ask is those judges, because if you are judging a case,
Okay. Sorry, I missed
yeah,
that. Yes, was it today? I think today. Yeah. This morning when I was speaking with PM, he was acknowledging the fact that yesterday's event wasn't supposed to be translated, and the judges weren't supposed to address us, but the judge still addressed us by telling us what they plan to do. So the judges haven't done any press conference to say what their opinions are regarding this case. But what I can tell you is that they have accommodated us beyond the expectations. For instance, remember someone on social media said that the first few days will not be open to the public, right? You remember that? When I had that information a week before the person talked about this on social media, but I had a different thought. I knew that PM wouldn't approve of that. So I waited to talk to PM before making it making any press release or anything like that. So when I spoke with PM said, "Oh no, that's not correct. That this trial will take the form of the first one. That what they will do is, if they have need to visit or to share classified material, they will ask people to leave the courtroom." He told me not to tell Biafrans not to come until the 10th, when the projected time the court will be open. So I said, okay, PM, I can actually predict how you will respond to a situation. And in this case, I predicted well. I knew that he will counter that narrative, and those that he did it probably stayed away from the rally and coming to the court. Yeah. Now, to answer your question directly, even though I've answered it, the judges have not made any comments about what they have had in court since this appeal. And that doesn't ever happen. They are not supposed to show emotion towards a case that is that they are hearing. Whatever emotion, anything they have will be rendered in their judgment. Until they have a judgment, they are not required to do press conferences or interrupt the prosecution or the defense attorney to say what their opinions are about what they are hearing. No.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor. And
Okay.
University, go ahead.
Yeah, if you thank you so very much. And Ikwensu, thank you so very much. Ikwensu, I understand that you couldn't make it this time after you went to the RFC and came back. And you know how you smuggled out the time to go and represent us. May bless you. Adaneji, may God bless you. Dr. Bryson, good evening, sir. Dr. Bryson, there are, we've been struggling very hard in trying to raise funds so that this case will be successful exactly how we wanted it to be. And there is a question I want to ask a little bit in this regard. Please, is there any Biafran attacked PM when did PM say that Biafrans you should work together, unite, and some Biafrans started attacking him in Finland?
Uh,
Invest, Doctor,
University, this
Doctor,
is hello. Yeah.
Doctor, leave
Uh,
it, please. That part is not what Doctor is going to talk about. Investing,
Okay,
anything that has to, Doctor will not talk about it.
okay.
Discuss ourselves,
Yeah, I
but
was asking that question for the benefit of people who are listening, because people are trying to paint this.
wait, first, Invest before you go ahead. You want to ask another question, then later we'll discuss it.
Okay, so yeah, I lost one of my question. Okay, my question now goes like this. I've seen the movement that you people are making in Finland. Are the judges aware? Do they have the history of Biafra? Did they know anything about Biafra before now that Simon is involved? Do you think they have any idea of Biafra and what is happening in Nigeria?
so when you are dealing with a case in court, um, whatever knowledge you knew before should not be on the case. The reason why I'm just gonna answer it this way, because whether there is no way for me to know whether they knew anything about Biafra before or not. And they didn't state that, and they're not required to state that. But PM provided historical narrative dating back to before the amalgamation of Nigeria and talked about the pattern of killings, 1937, 1944, 45, 1960, 1963, 1966. He started from that earliest time to the present, right? So even if they don't know about history of killings, PM provided it. And that's the only one that matters. What is provided as evidence in the court. What you may have known in the past doesn't matter. The case will be settled based on the logical arguments that were made in the court. Yeah, so that's my answer. Any other thing?
Okay. Do you think that Nigeria is influencing the Finnish government over this case or even influencing the court?
Okay, I cannot answer that. This is something you can say. You've known enough for you to have an opinion on this very question, and as you can say it as a regular citizen anywhere you like. I have also said my own opinion as first as a regular person, and first and second as someone that is involved in this case. So it's not, this shouldn't be a question as for me at this point as part of this update, please.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking you this question is because there is a record that is proving Nigeria having to influence the case, and that could make the pronouncement to be biased and against Biafra, against
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
because
If you have that record, you can open up space tomorrow and share the record and express your opinion. A part of the update I came to do today is not to um, create conspiracy.
yeah, Dr.
It's not
Bryson,
what.
this is not conspiracy. If the evidence, if this very particular record have a source, it should not only be if it's on space, it does not impact
Okay,
anything, but it
so
should
yeah,
be.
send me this. Send me the source. Send me the source. Send me the record. Where if you have it, send normal to assume that a case will be resolved based on the facts laid out. And that's essentially what I said. Now, I don't know, you kind of mixed it all with what Bright was saying. Because I'm already dealing with these people. Do you know John Rosamando, right? Are you there? Do you know John Rosamando?
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh. He asked Biafrans to DM him if anybody has certain information. And now, for you to send a useful information to him, whatever you are sending must have a source. Whatever you are sending must have a place where it happened. And whatever you are sending must have date. And for that to be looked at all. So now, Honorable Bright made a mention of having a report with certain allegations. I said, okay, great. That report. Can I have it? But bear in mind, it has to have certain information for it to, because right now, yeah, it has to have certain information for it to all. And that's what I said. And it's up to, he has to send it to me. If he sends it and it's something that can be used in court, then it will be used. This case has been concluded, but in the event that we have to go to the higher court, then it will be used in the higher court. That's essentially the story. I think I've answered your questions.
In a way, yes, you have. You've answered.
Yeah.
Yes, in a way, you've answered. But what I'm just going to add to it is that, like me now, I'm worried, sister. If I go out
Mm-hmm.
there and say something on the internet, right, or
Mm-hmm.
not internet,
Mm-hmm.
or a video, voice note with a picture, right? Because I live in
Mm-hmm.
England, it will be quickly, cash, because there's a way they will find out that this picture or this video came from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So but put looking for the date on a video, because when I sent it, all another people will have to send it and it will go around.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you get
Mm-hmm.
the date if it is so? But if the picture are there and there are people that are willing to go to the mile to go and get these people, that these are the people that said it, because they can see them on the video. It's not, their face are not hidden. So would they take that as evidence because of the picture? And there are people back home that can say, yeah, this is the people that said it. We know them. We know where they are. But it's back home. Would they take it as an evidence, sir?
Um. Okay. So, when we asked you to send Oklahoma video, right? Oklahoma
Yes,
video and
yes.
uh, Oklahoma, we are geotagged, and that is the camera they use in taking the pictures automatically placed and longitude and latitude information on them. So that kind of picture is good. Now, you would have watched me argue with these attorneys about the quality of the evidence we are sending, and then dismissing those because they don't have specific information. And then I will tell them this is one reason why Finland does have on this case. Because if you are using European standard to evaluate evidence that is coming from our place, then it's not going to be fair, because we don't. In Europe, if an attack happens, the police will go there, record the event, record what happened, record victims, people that died from it, if any, and people that are injured or whatever. They will create the record, and then that record will be standard record that you can reference, you can look up, you can cite. Now, in the case of Biafra land and Nigeria, in Biafra land, it is the military and police that is burning market, burning people's homes, killing people. And because they are the people committing these atrocities, they don't create this standard record you are looking for that exists in Europe. You hearing me?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
I'm hearing you,
Yeah.
sir. But
So I am having this argument with them as one reason why, in this very case, Finland shouldn't. We can argue, one of the ways we can argue that piece of evidence. So this is for information purposes. We have a lot of videos and pictures that cannot be used in a legal case, just because the prosecution will challenge it. The prosecution will say all sorts of things, and if it cannot be reasonably determined, then the prosecution wins. But you don't want to create that room for the prosecution to win. And one way to do it is provide all the needed information. I really, I really fight hard. I have had dismissed this case on the grounds of language that are using.
yeah,
Our information is in English. You have to translate it. And then sometimes while doing that translation, you miss important things that can change the meaning of what is being said. So I've argued jurisdiction, I've argued about evidence, I've argued about language, so argued about PN did not commit any crime in Finland or against Finland. If you want to do this trial, bring Boko Haram and bring Nigerian government so that there will be a case. Right now, you are just doing selective, So I've made all these arguments, but at the end of the day, the lawyer will choose what he or she thinks winning argument, and he or she lied. And when I started, I the proceedings, and yeah, very satisfied with the proceedings, and told me there is no better or any other better way to have done this. He's happy with how the proceedings went. So please, I gotta go, guys.
Oh,
You can
please, sir,
continue
please.
with
I'm
your
sorry. I'm
dialogue.
sorry, doctor. Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Just this last one, please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So, in a nutshell, our media team will take note of what you just said now about dates and time. When we are broadcasting, when we are speaking to people, we tell them when you are doing your videos, make sure you put the name of the place. We are going to announce all that. But are
Yeah.
you trying to say because your commerce on was televised, and there were this Nigeria um, journalists that talked about
Mm-hmm.
them, so they have
Mm-hmm.
dates. So they took that. So most of the evidence that we brought from back home with the killings, are you saying they rejected them because it was just ordinary video and tribe? What about the languages? That we know that we are from.
Oh,
With
sorry.
sorry, sir.
Yeah, I didn't say they rejected that. I mean, you guys should not be putting words into someone's mouth.
No, no,
I
no,
am
sir. I
providing
didn't say that.
general,
Wait,
I
yeah,
didn't say
I'm
that. I didn't say
providing
that.
who is
general information here.
who is
No, I didn't
doctor?
say
Uh-huh.
that.
Doctor,
No. What I
doctor. Worry sister, this thing has been explained when Masti asked a question. You understand? He asked a question, he repeated, he explained it. They did not reject
about the
any
evidence. The evidence.
they did not reject he did not reject any
Okay.
evidence.
Okay.
What he's talking about is that if there is anything that is happening in Biafra
Mm.
land, he's talking about tomorrow, next tomorrow, that is future. If something is going on in Biafra land, it will be good you record it, mention date and the year that it is happening, because of other things that we have ahead of us, like IFC, things that they are going to present in those places. But for this particular case, everything went very well. They did not reject any evidence, even that the attorney himself in Finland even reduced some of them because the evidence was much. So he explained it already. So they did not reject anyone. The
Okay.
attorney
Okay.
himself.
Because I wasn't here.
So
Okay.
if
Thank you,
the reason
doctor.
he explained that, the reason he explained that is in case if there is something happening, like all this killing going on in Biafra and all these things happening, anybody that wants to make a video, try and mention date and year and name. Even if it's not your name, mention name, mention the date, the location, and the year, so that anywhere they are presenting it, then those people will know exactly where it happened, the date, and the year. Everything will be there, so it will be easy. So they don't need to go and start asking where did this happen, which location, when did it happen, and all those things. So that is what he was trying to explain. Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much, sir. You can go, sir.
If I needed to ask something so that he can say something on it before you go.
Ask now if it's still just ask because I'm
Okay, I know. I just wanna. It will be really, really quick. Doctor, thank you very much for your effort in this struggle, and you guys are doing amazingly well. I just want to ask just a question. Um, now we are waiting for the outcome of the court proceeding. Uh, just want to ask, as we are waiting, can I say, how confident are you? Uh, how confident are you in?
Not confident.
Hello, who says? I want to ask something. Somebody else. Okay, I said, how confident are you in these two people that want to bring in? Because some Biafrans, they may be, skeptic about it. How confident are you that once you get them, things will move with speed? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Abatu, for your question. I will tell you that these are people PM knows, and he asks, bring them on. And they work in synergy. They work in synergy with Honorable Joe, and I am hopeful that when we have them, things can happen. Remember, these are people that also facilitated our joining IFC, and they also facilitated IFC and the Christian evangelical community doing press releases that were sent to the defense attorney in Finland, and also that PM asked me to send those press releases to 2 media houses in Finland. So planning for a trip. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, doctor,
Yeah,
and
thanks.
good night from.
Yeah, good night. Yeah.
Yes,
Good
sir.
night, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thank you all. We have listened to the updates. Like I said before, we'll continue to pray. You know, everything is in the hand of God. We have done our own part. I know God will do it. But before we start, tomorrow we are going to have a space. I've posted it out there. This message is direct from Onyendu for that space. And if you also look at the media group have posted a flyer. Onyendu said that every one of us should go and support that fundraising. It's a message, a direct message from Onyendu. And all of us, I know everybody here, when you hear that Onyendu say go and do this thing, I know you are not going to say no. So we have to respect that order from Onyendu. only for that particular fundraising. So tomorrow they said that like the 100 men is going to stand Gidiba with the 100 men, but there are people that will not understand. You know that they say that this movement will behind the mayhem more. You understand? And so only God knows everything about this movement, and God knows how everything is going. So we respect the order from Onyandu to support that fundraising. We'll talk about it tomorrow. The fundraising is on Saturday 29. So that every one of us will go there and support as Onyandu have directed us. So we do that. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll continue from there. And the flyer is outside there. If you see it, you can post it out so that other people will know about it. Yes. So we got the update, and now we have to talk about things that follows after the update, because all these things we are talking about is about money. It's about money. Remember, before this trip to Finland, before the trial started, we have always come to space. We shout to talk about all these things. We talk about this. We have even talked about pressure. Even that time, this attorney in Finland have not even said anything about it, because we already know that there are some things that's going on, and this case is not something that we will just go home and sit down. We started calling for Lego. Every day we come here, we talk about Lego. But if you don't really know what is happening, you will be asking, what are they talking about? It is because you don't really understand what is going on. Because Biafra, those who are fighting against Biafra, it's not coming from one place. People that are fighting against this freedom. What you have in your land, there are people who are ready to wipe you out instead of you to get this freedom because of what you have in your land. And you think those people will stop? I've said it several times. People that kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, do you think they wake up and say, "Oh yeah, take your freedom and go"? It's not possible. They arrested him the first time. After they free him, they arrested him again. They went to his house. They wanted to kill him. He escaped all this. So they now travel down to Kenya and kidnap him. Do you think people who make all this move, do you think they will just say, "Take this, Biafran, go"? It's not possible. They don't beg for freedom. You fight for freedom. That's why they call it freedom fighting, not freedom begging. We know that a day like this will come, and we start long pressure from outside that will let Finland that PM is not, that there are many eyes watching whatever they are doing in their country. We have been shouting about it. When you talk, some of these people who are only on social media, make noise because of whoever they want to support. They will say all sorts of things. See, not everybody that is saying I love you, I love you. They don't. Some of them don't care. The reason I'm saying this thing is because this issue of Lego that is on in Finland, and there is no other Lego from anywhere. The one saying no hiding. There is no other Lego that they are paying for apart from this. From this side that we are discussing every space. No other Lego that is defending PM. Nobody from anywhere. Tommy, the one that is in Finland, nobody is paying him. The government is the one that is paying him. When Joe Smith with Dr. Bryson traveled to Finland to speak with the lawyer, at first, the lawyer never agreed with them until they explained things about PM's case. Even Doctor explained here, they explained things. They explained everything to that lawyer in Finland. They explain about the international law, what is happening, and everything that is going on. Before this man now accept that, yes, he now understand what they are talking about. That was how all these things started. If you check, there is something that Madam Key posted one day, and he was talking about that day that he did not allow PM or to bring international law into PM's case, the first trial. That is true. There was nothing like international law. But this legal war made it happen this time, that they have to bring international law into the case. But if maybe one of us say, let's go home and sleep, and we'll be waiting for PM to come out, that international law that they now bring into this case, now that they are using to challenge these people, you can see Doctor explained something about this country in Europe. Understand? How can you be using what is happening in Africa? Then you will be bringing something that is happening. In Europe and Africa, did they resemble in anything? Is there anything in Europe? If anything happens in Europe, they can control camera or anything. But in Africa, what are you going to control in Africa? If an attack will happen in Africa, the news, the media house will not even go there. See, look for anything they will see on social media and use it to and use it to post it in public. But in Europe, if anything happens, that particular place that thing happened, they will go down there to know exactly how it happened. But they don't do it in Africa. They can do it in some of Africa countries, maybe, but in Nigeria, all the media house in Nigeria, they get their information, some of them from Facebook, some from Twitter, some of them they can see, even YouTube. Maybe one person is just using it to do program, then Nigerian news will just take it from there and they post it out. That is how they publish their own news. This request of adding 6 months, because what they were requesting to add was 6 months. They wanted to, the prosecutor was requesting to add 6 months to the 6 years that they sentenced PM before. This thing happened. This thing did not happen now because what is it? BBC is looking for propaganda. Let me tell you, they have seen what has been going on in this trial. Did you see any Nigerian news carry it before? But don't forget, when this thing was going on at the first time, they were posting it. They were publishing anything they like. But they have to understand that this case, it did not go the way they wanted it. This case, from the beginning of this second trial, is not going in their favor. If there is any sign, they would have been publishing it everywhere. That's how Nigeria media work. anything that is not in their favor, you cannot see it anyway. So that this thing you are seeing outside there, this thing, this thing happened. They requested this thing. They have started requesting this even before this trial started. It's not now. Even before this trial started, they have been requesting for this long time ago. So let the BBC let them continue to propaganda.
So does it mean that why they added 6 months on top of the 6 years? Does it mean the 6 years is coming to an end or what?
You know, these are people that Nigeria is paying. You understand? They are. He was requesting for this, not now. I say this thing have started months ago. He was requesting for it. That is why sometimes when we come to this place, we talk about some of the things going on that about this case and everything.
Yeah. You see, another thing I wanted to say. I know everybody's working, everybody's busy. Yeah, but sometimes even me, I don't know. We should be coming. It's like Sonny Akparawa now sleep on a space every day. He has a 3-day thing going on this class space every time. I always give for news on what is going on. I don't get it. So I know everybody. The space is we should be coming out. I don't know how to host it. To be honest, my own is my job, and just like I said before, very very big, challenging. So this Biafra thing, it cost me a lot. I'm just saying it on the air. It cost me my marriage because of the way I put in my effort and everything. But notwithstanding, it's the way it's gone now. I don't want to go into that. But if it's something I can do, the only thing I can do is me contributing my own quota. That's what. But at least that you guys should be coming face. To say something. Because when I saw that news from BC this morning, I'm like, what is going on? Does it mean and some useless people, except both Nigerians and some Biafrans, are just talking nonsense. You know?
Yeah,
so
you know that like what I said before, you know, there is a way that Nigeria, there's a way that they operate. You understand? They have been looking for one or two. This thing started months ago when the school started the requesting for months ago. You understand? So why is that now that after the trial they are now bringing it up? Because they did not see anything to put public. They did not see anything to put public. That's why they are looking for something that they will put public, and they decided to bring this. The reason why we don't always come
to disturb you. What did the BBC say? What did they put out there?
No, I post it in the group. Well, that is not something that has been going on before.
No, BBC PG, not BBC, but BBC English. BBC PG. Put on they say persecutor in like more
This thing happened months ago. We know.
Yeah.
We know when the it is happening. So all these things that they are
yes,
they don't have
they
don't have anything to
not yet. It's 6 months. They added.
No, they did not add. They did not add any systems.
No, when the prosecutor was deciding his case or talking about his opening speech, that is what he asked for.
Yes, prosecutor. I say this thing started months ago during this. Yes, he was requesting for that, but that one they have already tried. Yes. what is about how we can bring in. So when you talk about this pressure that they are talking about, then pressure will be coming. These are the things that we need now. And when it comes to space, some of the reason why we went to space before was because of some of the things going on. And let me just mention him. If you watch now, during this trial, when this trial was going on, if you watch social media, you will see when some people are shouting. They are being careful because they were shocked to see that what they are using as PM is post on social media and other things. But we were shouting that we don't want anything that is going to affect PM in this trial because these people are monitoring everything. They are watching on social media. They are picking things. We were saying it on space here then, but people who feel that they know everything, they know what is known when they don't know nothing. They say that all those things that we don't know what we are saying. But I was shocked to see them shouting, "Hey, what they are using is what PM is posting on social media. Everything they are talking about is on social media." These people did not bring any other thing. The only thing that they brought to that court was PM was posting on social media. And phone, the text message on the phone. Finished. They did not get it again from anything that they will use. That was the reason we were shouting that time. Anything about social media, please, everybody should avoid it for now until all these things is over. So we are being careful because of social media stuff that is going on. But you see this time that the social media, that thing is over. There is nothing they are going to come out to pick and they will use it against PM. The case has been closed. The whole people who were nonsense that time when we were talking about saying don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, so that this thing will not affect PM. Some of them started coming out in public and shouting that they have to be very careful and not do all that. When you have already done that. So sometimes I hate people who act as if they don't know evil that they have been doing. They then like nothing happen when they have done a lot of evil, a lot of things. Then, and that is why I will continue to say it. I don't have a friend in Biafran to no brother, no sister, no friend, nothing at all. Because if you becomes a problem in the movement, I don't care to know you. I don't care to know. I will match their friend at all. Because when we're shouting at time, telling them, please, anything that has to do with social media, stop it. We wrote a letter. There is no move that we did not make to stop these people from doing whatever they are doing on social media. But they refuse. The same people will come back and tell you that, please, so let's be careful because of what is in on social media. What they are using against PM is what is happening on social media. But we told you people that avoid all these things you are doing on social media. Don't do it again. They said nothing. This British media wrote a letter to the government. They would stop case. Some came to that meeting and telling us, your brothers and sisters, we are needing a woman, a sister. I don't have sister, I don't have friend in Biafran movement. We told them to go and you people are prepared. If you are ready to talk to us, you talk to us. What we are saying is that we don't want anything that is going to affect PMs. They told us to write a letter.